I'm in Homa Bay County, and of course in the presence of a great man. You'll get to know who he is. I get a chance to meet Willis, who's going to break it down to us to get to understand how he started his hardware biashara. I hope you're well, Willis. Uko salama kabisa?
Uko salama.
Talk to us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Okay, my name's Willis Ouma. I'm a resident of Homa Bay County, Homa Bay Sub-County. I'm married to one wife, Grace Ouma, and God has blessed us with 6 kids. So there are 5 girls and 1 boy.
I know we are now in Homa Bay, and of course, just you establishing this amazing company, then it also is or causes impact within the society. What does the impact look like so far?
From college, I went tammacking. By the way, my profession on which I trained should be accounting. By the time I was leaving college, I was a CPA too. I went on tammacking in Nairobi for all 1.5 years, then back to Kisumu, and I really became demoralized. Afterwards, I had some debate within myself. As I was moving around and maybe doing kibaruas 1, 2, 3, I tried to identify hardware business as one of the things that could help me. And there I was, fresh from college. I started the business. And there before I thought I needed to be employed. But then later on, it's amazing that I've ended up not being employed anywhere, but being an employer all through to quite a number of people at different stages with different professions.
Talk to me about your customer base. Who are some of the people who are, your core customers? In a previous conversation, someone told me, lazima ukuwe na connection with the people within the community. Talk to me about just a list of the people who often come to your store.
Anybody who steps to my shop in need of a product, that is my number 1 customer. Because automatically, for you to form a base, yes, there would be some who are very specific. But out of the fact that, or depending on the area that we are, any other person with the interest of buying from the shop, that is my number 1 customer. So in the other group, we have like learning institutions, primary schools, the secondary schools, and even to some extent colleges around. Number 2, we have the county government. I've told you that we are also in construction business. And as usual, you will not be a contractor minus working with the government. We have the county government and the national government through National Government Constituent Development Fund, of which all these bodies, we provide services to them. Yes.
I like that you've said that because it also reads into how you get the financing for big contracts. So how has Cooperative Bank been able to help you with backing to make sure that you get these big contracts?
Okay, generally, my main bank has been Cooperative Bank of Kenya. My first account was with the Coop Bank of Kenya, of which I still maintain to date. I've also managed to have more accounts with them in different lines, as they do also grow up in the same line. And they've remained my biggest financiers. All along, we've gotten so many services, and in relation to the financing of the big contracts that you're saying, in fact, one that doesn't just become big. Yeah, I must tell you that for the purposes of somebody somewhere would also like to get through some way into being big, I must tell you that from the time when I was small in the same, it's been Coop who has been lending me hand day in, day out to where we are. And to tackle the question about the big financing, they've really brought up very good facilities that can really augur well with the big financing Yeah. You know, there before we used to have a lot of challenges in terms of financing our stock.
So stock financing is one of the things that
Exactly.
they've stepped up in.
Yeah, since the inception of the same, I've been a very, very good customer to them in relation to stock financing. They've really helped me and they've been very, very supportive in the same. There were so many gaps that were there before they could bring out that. And apart from that, there are some short loans that one may have, being a contractor, being somebody who's agile to do very many things. We can't go for only one facility in terms of financing. There are some other areas that we are also relating with them, like even the e-loan. You know, there's time when you can decide to reach to something very fast. After doing the calculations, maybe the positive and negative part of it, maybe trying to establish the amount that you may gain as a result of maybe having a quick e-loan in relation to staying back. Automatically, you have to go for that. So the e-loan system works very fast and is very, very accurate. And with the management at Homa Bay, I must applaud the management in Homa Bay.
The Coop Bank.
The Coop Bank, under the leadership of the manager, Walter, and the relations manager, that is Lillian. They've really been supportive to this business of mine. Yes.
I love what you're saying.
Yes.
And we need to touch on challenges. There are challenges that you experience when you're starting.
Yes.
And for the young person out there, they would definitely want to know, how did you navigate the challenges? Because it's not easy.
This is the biggest question that I've always wanted somebody to ask me. And
Here I am. I'm asking.
and maybe have a platform to talk to somebody there. Assuming that you have some loan, the loan doesn't belong to you. You are only to use that loan to make profit out of the same, and it is to that extent that you can consume. It was always very challenging and confusing when somebody had some money, maybe from a bank, to identify which part or to what extent should I go into the same in terms of consumption. Yes.
That's proper. Now let's jump into stocking. You know, it's not easy. You've taken me through your store and it's really impressive. It has variety. Has it always been like this, even off season, because the market always fluctuates? What do you have to say? How do you balance your biashara when it's not peak season?
The stocking isn't easy, but it is not a walk in the park. Yeah, there are some things that you must surrender for you to be in the same, because from any other person's view, be it a relative, a friend, or somebody of that nature, the stock will always look big. And from their eyes, you will always look somebody who has money. Of which, to some extent, or if you try to go down into yourself clean, you will look at, or you will realize that for yourself, you don't have that much money that they're trying to see in you. And due to that, there is so much balancing that we're supposed to do in terms of stocking. Once a business being exempted, automatically there is normally one has to start from very low level. After the hard work, you will have to move gradually and very consistently and within very hard work. And whatever you've seen around is purely from hard work. And the greatest part has been the support from the bank.
You've actually talked to us a little bit about stocking. Now, kuna kafiti, by the way. It looks full. So what do you have in your store?
Okay.
Or what solutions do you have?
In relation to stocking,
Yeah.
number one, we do stock several goods in the line of hardware. Basically, we started with the timber. That was my first business in stock. Then we brought in iron sheets, cement, the paint. Later on, we did bring in the plumbing items, and the iron bars, and to some extent the finishing goods, that is to include the doors, the ceiling boards. Yeah, things of the sort.
Nice, because it really looks nice, and I believe that once someone walks in with a variety, you'll always make sure that you get to cut that profit.
Yeah.
Now, building trust with your customers is no joke, and especially with the big customers. What's the one thing that Cooperative Bank has helped you to make sure that anytime you have a big customer, you do not fidget, in that in this process you don't feel like I'm not able to supply?
Okay, there before, that one used to be an impediment to my process of doing business. But after getting the information and enough education from Coop Bank, in fact, we've managed to sail through. And there we are nowadays. I've mentioned about the short loans. And the main item, the main facility that has really enabled us to move into that field without fear of tackling any supply, be it small or big, is the stock financing. They've really given us good service in relation to that, and they're very accurate and very fast in doing that. In fact, like for example, you can even make an order in the morning, they do the payment very fast, and automatically, after payment, nobody would like to lose a customer who's paid. The supplier will come down with the goods very fast, and they will manage to capture that time plus that business.
Do they give you guarantees to make sure that they can say, okay, maybe he's not able to do it now, but with the guarantee from Coop, maybe?
Okay, majorly with in line of construction business, they've been very, very helpful. And at the same time, they've managed to give us very fast service, fast and accurate actually. It's like for the purposes for the items like the performance bonds, the bid bonds. In fact, all my bid bonds I do collect with the Coop Bank Homa Bay, because so far I've not noticed any shortcomings about their performances. Yeah. So in terms of guarantees, they've always been very helpful to my construction department.
Nice. I love that you have that kind of relationship. Now let's talk about transportation, which is also another wing of your business. Because maybe someone wants something in Kisii, but they've identified the product here. How have you been able to navigate that space, considering that, it's expensive, it covers quite the distance, and it's costly?
Okay, in relation to the same, we do two sections of transportation. As I did tell you there before, we deal in transportation of quarry materials, that is big lorries. We are in the same business also, in conjunction with the BJ construction. And then the same means do help us in transporting the customers' items. And then there before, we used to think that they are not so good in terms of financing the same. But having dialogue with them, having taken points from them, I've come to realize from the sales that have done to me in terms of the same, that they do give their property or their
Products.
Their product in that line are just excellent. And moving forward, we are in the process of acquiring at least one vehicle that would stand for the show.
Ni lori ama ni pickup? Unajipangaje?
One vehicle that will stand for the transportation, at least some 4-ton canter. At the same time, before it is too long, maybe 6 months, we already started a process with them, and they're due to finance us. And Gukumi Tipa, a big one. That would help in the construction field. Yes.
That's a bold move. And you say that Coop Bank has a product that can actually support in that?
I'm so late. I'm only crying out, I'm so late. And I wish I had known what they could do for me. And that is why I've gained the courage, and I'm going into the business because I've realized with them so much is very, very possible. Yeah.
With consideration that we are moving from county to county, how easy has it been for you to actually access some of the trading finance solutions?
Okay, being one person who engages so much with the Coop Bank, because it is the only bank that I've identified for my business endeavors. It has always been easy because they've been very cooperative, and in most cases they do give me a very, very good relationship in terms of understanding and maybe being around me and giving me a hearing. You know, if one gives you a hearing and being with you step by step, you be in communication without any prejudice and 1, 2, 3. They've been okay with me and they've really supported.
So you're saying it's very, very easy to actually
Very easy.
get the solutions?
Very easy, even though there must be processes as usual of reaching alone, but then the environment that they do provide allows you to be in the process and you don't feel any other difficulty nor weight in the process for acquiring a loan.
Let's look at the future of Komollo Enterprise and the kind of relationship you have with Coop Bank. In the next 5 years, what do you anticipate the growth to be like?
Well, that question, I'll answer it very much attached to whatever we discussed about the experience. From the experience I have now with the Coop and with the Komollo, I see Komollo going far. Because at one point, I was demoralized. But with their services and with the facilities that were available to me and with the same experience that I've had, I'm exploring very many areas. I'm trying to go big when in the construction field. Since one thing I believe with them, capital is no longer an impediment. And the process of pursuing bigger contracts, bigger businesses, bigger stock. The only problem that I have is maybe to find how to get to do my sales. But with the stock, with the Coop Bank, with the acquisition of capital to maybe undertake to do my contracts, they can guarantee me anywhere of whichever the amount of work. And I've seen that one in them. I'm very courageous about it. It's all about me to go and acquire that opportunity, then come back to them. I believe I'll go far.
Thank you so much for creating time to talk to us. I really appreciate it. And speaking of which, you've seen his journey, Komollo Enterprise, and where it is today. Before the end of the year, through some of the products courtesy of Cooperative Bank, he stands a chance to acquire a new vehicle. And of course, he's talked about asset financing and bid bonds that have been really helpful in making sure that he gets to expand his biashara. Right now, I'm going to take you to an expert who's going to talk to us more about some of the solutions that you need for your biashara to thrive today. We have either a small biashara or a medium-sized biashara that would like to scale up, but we don't know the inner runnings of such biasharas. What's the day-to-day or everyday business when it comes to maybe MSMEs or SMEs?
Basically, the MSMEs, the micro, small, and mediums, they have diverse needs. I'll go to the financial, then go to the non-financial needs. The financial needs of an MSME are basically categorized into 4. And there will be the transactional need. That is a need to, on the day-to-day, collect money that they do sell and do the payments. The second need, which is also very critical, is collections and payments. And this helps now the MSME to either interact with their customers on the payment platforms, payment through checks, or also through digital. The third need comes in terms of accessing finances. And the accessing of financing is very critical to an MSME, especially the ones that are growing. And this is in terms of trade finance facilities, in terms of loans, in terms of mortgages, asset finance, and working capital. So that becomes a third need. The fourth need, which is also critical, is investment for an MSME. And investment is anytime they have some surplus monies, they would want to either buy an asset or do some investments in the stock exchange, in the money market funds and such. And we have a very critical element that is non-financial, which I think is as a bank we run with, the non-financial services. That is literacy, financial literacy for MSMEs, networking, and also issues of bookkeeping and what have you. I think those are the daily needs of an MSME.
As we move, even as a country, is the involvement of youth and women, and women are really stepping up. I did find that in most cases, maybe especially ukienda mashinani, you find that they are the ones running the biasharas every single day. And there's also the involvement of youth. Is there a special offering by Coop Bank to make sure that they offer support, especially to youth and to the women?
Yeah, excellent. I think that's a very good question, Brian. And for Coop Bank, we have invested a lot towards empowering the youth in the country, and also the special groups like women and PWDs. But specifically for youth, we have solutions that are transactional, that are digital. A youth would just require to open an account digitally. They don't require to come to the bank. We have a special solution for them from the time of what we call a Jabo Junior, is when between up to the age of 18. Beyond that, we have via accounts for the students and also people in business. And we have what we call a Haba na Haba account for people in business. The youth in business is also a youthful account, and has, in terms of transacting, they're able to do through mobile banking and also online banking. It's one of the most used product in the country as we speak. Yeah,
I love what you're saying, but right now I'd like to know, as a small business owner, why should I bank with Coop? Why should I come to Coop for my solutions, especially financial solutions?
Let me say, Cooperative Bank is one of the banks that in this country that has invested a lot in MSME space. And if you are not, as an MSME, if you are not Coop Bank, if you are not with Coop Bank, I'm not sure where you are. One of the things that we've done is we've invested in our people. Each and every MSME has a relationship person, relationship manager, who is trained towards ensuring that they support all the needs of the MSMEs. So it's important, for me, it's important to mention that we do it in a relationship-based, it's sort of a relationship-based approach, where each and everybody is attached to an MSME. Then number two, our wide network in the country helps us in terms of ensuring we reach each and everybody. We have over 200 branches. We have over 17,000 agents across the country, meaning every other Coop Wajirani agent, I think, is also a Coop Bank branch. Not also to mention that, it's also important to mention that we bank SACCOs. And everywhere you see a SACCO, everywhere you see a FOSA, it has the backing of Cooperative Bank. So that helps us in terms of reaching the MSMEs.
If you're out there starting your biashara, or maybe you're a small biashara that's trying to get to the next level, you've been told that we are the reason as to why there's a contribution of up to 40% towards Kenya's GDP. I don't know where else you need to be, but of course, each and every week, you're going to be catching us right here at the marketplace. Well, there we have it, an amazing episode where we had a chance to talk to Willis, who told us how he started small and his biashara is now growing bigger. The expert also gave us some of the products and financial solutions that you need to expand your business. Every week, we're going to be having a date right here on #NTV Marketplace with me, most bankable host. Have a beautiful evening, God bless, and take care.